What is the true, real source of stress? Right? What I'm talking about is all sorts of stress. That could be stress about work. It could be stress about your kids. It could be stress about anything, right? I feel like the word stress is used a lot lately. It seems like it's actually ever increasing. We're all saying, oh, I'm so stressed, and almost comparing each other's stress. And no, you're not stressed. I'm stressed. Look at my stress. My stress is bigger than your stress. I know, because I used to live that way. It's becoming an increasing problem, not only for individuals, but in the workforce, in organizations. And this could be, as small as the PTA or Rotary, or maybe you live in a community with a board. But it's becoming an increasing problem all over, chronic stress. So I believe stress does not come from person, places, things, or organizations, or those outside forces. Stress is a feeling, and we are thinking, feeling beings. So where does stress come from? Well, the answer is in my statement. You see, I used to believe that stress came from my job. I thought it came from my pressures of outcomes and numbers and meeting demands or meeting expectations of my bosses and my loved ones. I found proof of it everywhere, every day, because I said, oh, I'm so stressed out. And I have all these deadlines. I have all these expectations of myself. But it's not true. When I retired, when I walked out that door, the stress didn't follow me. I created it on my own. Some people will think that stress is coming from moving and changing jobs, getting married, getting divorced, and all these huge life situations, but it's not. We're thinking, feeling beings. So our stress level is not the same day after day, right? It ebbs and it flows. Why is that? Why do you think that is? We reinforce the idea that it comes from all these outside factors every day by seeing the proof, looking for the proof, talking to friends, talking about all these things that are happening, all our problems, focusing on our problems. We're talking about it, looking for it, finding the evidence, concreting it in that it's coming from the outside world, not from within. But we are thinking, feeling beings. What if we are no longer victims of our circumstance and it really isn't anything to do with our environment, the people who are around, the places that we are finding ourselves in, choosing to be around? What if you had the power to choose your feelings? What if the power was within you? What if you had more energy at the end of the day because you weren't consumed on that struggle bus called stress bus? What if you felt free to choose how you feel? What if you felt in more control of your feelings? Certainly you would have more energy at the end of the day to play with the dog, the cat, kids, grandkids, whatever stage in life that you're in. What if you could thrive instead of crumble or burnout? What if I gave you the cheat code to having a whole different reality? We're thinking, feeling beings. What type of circumstances in your life currently appears to be stressing you out? What if you realized it or they had no power to make you feel stressed? What if that's possible? What would your life look like? What could you do more of? How empowering would that be to have that cheat code? What would your life look like? What would your goals be like? Right? They would get bigger. You would achieve more. Your life would be more exciting. So where do you think your feelings come from? We're thinking, feeling beings. Let me give you a quick story. I personally lived in Alaska for 30 years. In the 30 years, I explored the outdoors tremendously. Biking, snow machining, four-wheeling, ATVing, walking, hiking, climbing, camping, you name it, fishing, hunting, etc. Always outdoors. But they don't have reptiles up there. So now I live in Washington State as of about 4 years ago. And as a result, being in this area, I like to go hiking, walking with others. So I create the means to have others come with me. We go on walks and hikes quite frequently, sometimes in the city, sometimes in parks, sometimes out in national parks, whatever. So it varies. But several times we've encountered snakes. One time in particular really stands out in my mind. In the corner of my eye, I saw movement, which I was certain in my mind, I thought there's a snake really close to me. What do? I had a thought. I have fear. I'm scared. There's a snake near me. The feeling was fear, fright, scared. The reaction or the action that followed was dance around like a little girl and scream. Thinking, feeling, beings. As soon as someone behind me told me, I'm sorry, Catherine, I kicked that tree. It's like a dead tree that was laying parallel to the trail that we were on. I kicked the tree, I accidentally tripped on it, whatever. It created that movement. It's not a snake, it's okay, trying to calm me down. Then the thought was, it's a stick. I just made a fool out of myself. The feeling was embarrassment, and the action is turning bright red and apologizing for what I just did. Thinking, feeling, beings. We have power over our feelings. Thought always comes before feeling. So I want you to take notice moving forward in the hours, days, and weeks ahead, as you remember this, to ask yourself when you start to feel stressed at the very beginning. Now, you can't be consumed by it, overwhelmed by it, overthinking it, drowning in it and ruminating in it. It's too late. But at the very start of being that feeling of stressed out, ask yourself this one question. How do I want to feel? Answer it with 3 to 5 powerful feeling words and do something. Take action. So it's a hack. You're hacking in between the thinking, the feeling, and being. And you're going to create a new thought, feeling, and energy to project you forward. Try it out and see how it changes your life. All right. Until next time, I'm Catherine Hood.